Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another show. But of course, before we begin, I'd like to remind everyone that according to our statistics, 71% of you are not yet subscribed. So please do click that subscribe button and notification bell if you like our content. So today, we're going to talk about career talk with IT professionals with a cloud support engineer. So my guest today is Sir Timothy Manito. Sir Tim, can you say hello to our audience?
Hello, everyone.
Right. So Sir Tim, can you define to us what is a cloud support engineer?
So, ano ba? In a day-to-day basis, we do get. I'm a I'm a cloud support engineer in one of the top cloud providers in the world right now. So, in a day-to-day basis, we do get live chats or calls or emails asking for technical support questions about their services. Especially, my team is under the networking team, so I specialize in the networking aspect of the cloud.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Great, great. And can you tell me exactly what's the value of, or basically why does your team exist? No, what value does it give to your company?
The value that our team provides is especially when you purchase a service, you expect that the support is available that will be able to assist you every time that you have an issue with their service. So that I think that's the value that our team provides is you just launch a live chat or call, you get an available engineer to help you with your issue that has contact to the internal team to troubleshoot further.
And since majority of what you do is basically like it's a support, so that means there's something unexpected that happened, no? So
Yeah.
how do you deal with the unexpected? Because you never know what kind of troubleshooting that you might need to address.
Yes, in a day-to-day basis, it really it varies in complexity when it comes to the issues. There are times that the issue is well known, so
Mhm.
we know immediately what to do. But from time to time, we get things that first things you just first saw that issue, so you really have to get more details from the customer, and then if you have exhausted all your efforts in troubleshooting, you can reach out to our internal team to further check if there's any really issue internally that
So
they can address.
how do you prepare for that? Is that like, for example, do you do game, yes, simulations, or do you guys need to have a playbook regularly?
Yes, we do have playbooks as well as we are free to do simulations on our own. But once we really exhausted all our efforts troubleshooting and we really haven't figured it out, um, my teammates are really open in helping.
Mhm.
So they can also they always recommend reaching out to our internal team for further questions. Yeah.
Right. Now that we know a bit more about your role and the value it brings to your company and also to the rest of the companies, no? Maybe you can also tell us how you got into this role, from maybe from college up to this point.
Okay. So a little bit background about myself. I took up electronics engineering in PUP Manila. So way back, I got into networking primarily because of I have observed from my classmates that they do really excel in mathematics like calculus. They get a grade of 1.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, me, I get always 3. Just
Okay.
a passing grade, just a barely making it.
Mhm.
So I really thought of myself that what will be my edge over my classmates after I
Mhm.
graduate, because I think that the competition will be tough. And yeah, so I focus on skills that I will be able to use. So that's when I see Cisco. So
Mhm.
Cisco is a well-known brand for networking solutions, right? So I do get there. I think that's when second year, second sem. That's when I'm made aware of a training provider for CCNA
Mhm.
or Cisco Certified Network Associate. So right after summer, I'll join the boot camp and then just start my Cisco journey. So that's really so I get my certification from CCNA to CCNP while I'm an undergraduate. That's thanks to my parents that they have the money to spend for it. So I don't have any job that time. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm really more on asking for my parents for the money.
Mm-hmm.
So immediately right after graduation, I'm really focused on
Networking.
getting a
Mm-hmm.
networking job. Yes, that's when I got I have LinkedIn. So someone from a known company like from Amazon Web Services reached out to me to try to apply for the cloud support role.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I try, but given that I don't have any experience yet,
Mm-hmm.
just immediately at the phone interview, I really blank out that interview,
I see.
especially the questions about technical.
And
Okay,
they
so
were they expecting you're a fresh grad, no? Were they expecting experience already by then, or it doesn't seem like it's a right.
no, no doesn't seem
Mm-hmm.
because the role is overseas, so in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of the visa, they do really require experienced people
Mm-hmm.
before sponsoring individuals. So yeah, I mean that's when I'm made aware of the opportunity to come here in Australia for Amazon. So right after the board exam, I didn't pass the board exam for
Oh,
ECE.
okay.
Just to throw it out there.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm not really academically good, so I'm just really focused on networking.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm focused on. And then yeah, I got a job with a BPO company,
Mm-hmm.
Teleperformance. I got into the level 2 network operations. That's where I harness my troubleshooting skills when it comes to the network. I I got so I've been in the company for 3 years, 3 years and 9 months.
I see.
That's it. Then I flew here in Sydney after that. So just to disclose, I work for Amazon Web Services. So I got interviewed last in 2019.
Mm.
So it's a span of 4 years before I got interviewed again. But from
Mm-hmm.
2015 to 2019, I applied more than 20 times.
Wow.
That's really
Okay.
I'm really aiming for Amazon because Amazon is the only company that I'm aware of that
Mm.
sponsor immigrants to come to the country. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. That's a very
Mm.
incredible journey, no? Even the
Yeah.
perseverance of applying 20 times to one
Mm.
company. No,
To
that's
one company.
amazing.
Yeah.
You did mention a couple of things that I wanted to ask further, no? Which is you went for a certification in
Hmm.
networking, but at the same time, you also did not pursue the board exam. I mean, you didn't pass it, no? Pero how does this how do you reconcile, or what are your thoughts about this? No, like, is certification a thing? Is certification in the industry maybe more um, something that you should pursue more versus a board exam, or how does it affect hiring?
I think it really depends on your goals. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
when I see board exam, it's like more of a thank you gift to your parents, and it's kind of an accomplishment for yourself to pass the board exam, because when it comes to the hiring process, they don't really look for it. They don't really look for you should be a board passer. It really depends on the company. Let's say for a telco or for a broadcasting company, they do really require you passing the board exam.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say if you apply for an IT company or a cloud company, they really more look for skills and certifications. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I think that.
interesting, no? Because for example, in my career, I also don't have a board.
Mhm.
That's not part of my career itself, no, but I do have AWS certification, and I think that helped in my knowledge, and also getting it out there as well.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yes.
For our next question, no, given that you did mention that you are in Australia, and right now it's in COVID, no? So my
Yes.
question here is about more about remote working, or maybe perhaps versus remote working, staying in the Philippines, or immigration. Um, how do you feel about this? Some people do prefer to live here because they say the cost is cheaper, but get the salary or equivalent of someone outside versus immigration itself?
Okay, how do I feel about remote working? I mean, it's good, especially for those who have their own family.
Mm-hmm.
They can have more time for their kids, for their wife, for their partners. So it's really a, a good thing for those IT professionals, because I think a lot of us really prepare, really having more time. Especially we see our commute time really consume a lot of our time in the whole day. So let's say others have a commute time of 1 hour, so it's the whole day. Going back home, it's 2 hours, right? So rather than spending the 2 hours in commute, they can spend it more with their family or for their own personal training and certification pursuit. So yeah, I think in my role we struggle at first,
Mm.
because I think we are not that what you call that, sanay, in the Filipino word, sanay
Sanay.
in that kind of setup, right? But later on, we adjusted well, and yeah, we still may hit our goals in the company, and yeah, it has improved our productivity.
Cool.
And also, yeah,
Mm.
and for immigration, we can for me, it has been my goal. Just to
Yeah.
give background,
Yeah.
my father is a former OFW. So it has
Mm.
been instilled in my mind that, for us to have a better life, you should go abroad, you should go overseas. That's why, it has been my goal to go overseas, because when it comes to the exchange rate of a dollar to Philippine peso is really huge,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it has been I mean it has been a really good thing for me, because I've been able to help my parents back home.
Cool. So basically, it's a personal preference now for you,
Yep,
right?
personal preference.
All right. Great. Sir, siguro, the next question here is that, many people look at you being successful in a big company, already, well established in a different country as well. But
Mhm.
I wanted to hear from you in your words, what makes you successful, or how you would define your own success?
Um, well, I think if people should really let other people define success for them. So they should define it for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because if they let other people define it, they can they can feel depressed, they can feel negative
Mm-hmm.
about it if they haven't met that kind of standard. So for me, my definition of success is being able to provide for my family.
Mm.
Um,
What a
more
noble, definition.
Yeah, right. I mean, because when you see other people posting about things, a lot of stuff, or in the social media, I can really get depressed. Or why at this age I haven't able to get this stuff, or get a house and lot, or get this car, get this laptop and whatnot.
Nako, wala din ako
So
house and lot, wala din akong car.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of social media posts out there that at this age you should have this, you should have that. So it's kind of uh a bummer for people to really compare themselves to others. So you should really compare yourself to your previous self. So
Oh, that's a
you
good
can
one.
get uh, a sense of accomplishment, right? So for me, why did I got here? Especially thanks to my parents.
Mm.
They are able to provide for my trainings, for my certification exams, and as well as I want to thank people that I have talked a lot over LinkedIn, over Facebook, that they have shared the experiences to me, and that I'm able to use it to really propel my career forward.
Great.
Because I think what really important is for people to really have a clarity on what they want in life. Because if they don't know what they want, the path towards success will be glim also. So yeah, I think the relentlessness of me to really apply to Amazon more than 20 times, right? So it's kind of really show that perseverance works, or hard work works, right? So it should also use LinkedIn, because others have no I think I have posted it in LinkedIn that my first and current job, I got it through LinkedIn.
Mm.
And and through LinkedIn as well, I have noticed that a lot of Filipino IT professionals go to Singapore first, or Middle East, then go to Canada, go to Australia, and go to New Zealand. So I've been really grateful for the opportunity to be here in Sydney, because I didn't have to go through Singapore or Middle East first before landing a role here in Australia. Which I mean, it stopped to be a permanent resident in Singapore
Mm-mm.
or in Middle East. I think that's why a lot of people go to other countries.
I see, I
To have
see.
a yep.
Great, great, great. No, so as you mentioned, measure yourself against yourself. So as long as you are
Mm,
growing
yep.
personally, that is a successful already. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, I have two questions left, no? Which is first question is what are you currently passionate about? No? Given that you have established that some success, you already achieved immigration as one of your personal goals.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, what are you passionate about at the moment?
So let's say being an Amazonian, I think um, in a weekly or a monthly basis, we do have a one-on-one with our managers.
Mm-hmm.
So we talk about our goals in the career in the company. So for me, it's really more on I'm passionate about technology, so I'm still currently pursuing a career in tech, right, in tech industry, and yeah, I mean, more passionate about technology and also certification. So I'm planning to take AWS certification this year, and as well as being focused on other stuff like um, trading equities, trading stock market, as well as yeah, checking on what I can do in the company, because there's a lot of resources internally. So it's like don't let others or don't let your manager dictate what you want to pursue, but take charge of your career in the company. So what I love about in Amazon is they do really help you achieve what you want,
Mm,
especially in your career. So they do give you resources. Just ask them if they can do it. They'll give it.
that's great, no? We are quite
Mm.
uh, I don't know if I want to say lucky that you are there, no? Or maybe I don't want to use lucky because you really worked hard for it, no?
Yeah.
So you are
Pre-
mm-mm,
Previously, I hate the word lucky, but I mean, over the past, I think interaction with others, it can be both, like hard work and luck. I mean, in the
mm-mm.
perfect time, yeah, in the right time, I got
Right
this role.
timing. Yeah, no, that's that.
And right timing. Yep. If
Right,
you are prepared for it, I think that's luck.
right, right. Uh-oh.
Mm.
So again, since we're approaching our last few minutes, so I guess my last question here, sir, is for the especially for the young ones or just maybe the fresh grad, any advice on on how to be a cloud support engineer? In other words, how to be you
Mm.
po. Ganun.
How to be you?
How to
Okay,
be you.
I think primarily you need to have what you call that a grit or grit, and patience with yourself, because I mean, when you take a look at different professionals in LinkedIn, they don't have the same path as you are.
Mm-mm.
You'll see that they go through another role first before landing their dream job. So it's kind of you have to be patient with yourself, that you can really compare yourself to others, and you can compare yourself to me, because you can create your own trail, you can create your own path of success. You just have to be relentless, and persevere, have the perseverance to achieve it. And one of advice that I can give out is, when you are aiming for a company or a big tech company like Facebook, Google, Amazon, Netflix, etc., check out the skills that they are looking for and study for it. I think that's the number one advice that I gave always to those that personally message me in LinkedIn, is to check out their dream jobs or dream companies. Yeah.
Sige sir, ito singit na lang, no? I just occurred to
Mm.
me right now, no? Yung is the cloud support engineer chat or even call? Do you talk to the customers also?
Yes, we do talk. I mean, they can throw out every questions that they want, especially when it comes to architecture, or just about limits, about quotas, etc.
I see, cool. So I guess
Mm.
that's a skill also that needs to be practiced, no? Because a lot
Ah,
of
yes.
IT is
Right.
either shy or parang, they're not very open
Mm.
to
That's right.
communicating. So
I think
how did you get that skill? Or was that innate with you already? So sorry,
I know.
medyo singit question, no? Dapat NO.
That's fine. Actually, I appreciate it. Yes, I mean, the support engineer should be well communicated, especially when they explain things technically
Mhm.
to nuns. From time to time, we have people that initiate a chat or with us that is not really technical. So you need to have more patience, and you have to be able to communicate the technical things to them in a simple manner. So
Right.
I think it has been harnessed over the years. I think. Yeah.
So it's just practice over the years.
Practice, yes, and you should be more should put yourself out there.
All right. Okay. All right.
Mhm.
So that's it for our audience. Thank you again so much, Sir Tim, for being our guest, no? And I hope you guys enjoyed today's session. And if you like our session, of course, you can always leave a comment for any follow up. Comment below, for any follow up questions that you might have, or if you want a particular position, IT position that you want me to find and interview as well. Right? Then you can just comment there, and I will try to find a IT professional who has built his career around that position as well. Right? All right. So that's it. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Bye, everyone.